Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Zeke. How are you doing this evening? Got your Kid Rock shirt? Oh, God. Oh, God. Those guys will pay for what they've done. They will pay. Hello, Ghoul. Hello, Lillian. Hello, Churchy. Hello, everybody. The Fire Factory. Good man. Good man. That's a good man. That's fantastic. Fan-diddly-doodly-tastic. Just popped some sleep meds, but fuck it. Oh no. You're gonna be a sleepy one. It's gonna be a sleepy day. Oh, that's okay, Red Lantern. It's cool. Yeah, stuff sucks, you know. What are you gonna do? Dur, dur, dur. The chaos. The chaos. The chaos. I heard you call into the Alex Jones show. I've never called into a show, dude. I don't think I've ever in my life called into a show. So that couldn't have been me, buddy. Couldn't have been me. Literal hobgoblin zombies. Let me just do this shit. Seemed to work okay last time. I'll just do this again. There we go. Hello, sweetheart. What do you got there?
It's heated up coffee from earlier.
Why don't you just make a new coffee?
I don't know. It just seemed like there was a lot of coffee. Put some of the leftover Cool Whip in it.
Oh, yeah? Now you're cooking with gas.
It makes it very foamy because it's not like real whipped cream.
Yeah. It's a poor man's latte. What'd it do? I don't know. I feel like I'm going blind. That's what's going on.
You feel like your glasses ain't glassing?
They're not hitting like they used to.
Well, it's been about a year. It might be time to get them looked at again.
Damn it.
You keep getting texts from your old eye doctor saying you're overdue.
Poor guy. Doesn't know we've moved away.
Automated things, I don't think I can.
Probably not. How the hell are you, boss? How the hell are you, boss? How the hell are you, boss? I'm okay, I guess. I can't see shit, but other than that, things are fine. Oh. Super boof? What the fuck is super boof? Boofing, by the way, when I was a kid, meant sticking something up your ass. Is that still what it is? Like if you know what I mean? If you boofed something, no, that's not douching, that's boofing.
Douching is washing out
Yeah.
the vagina.
Yeah, douching is washing out your vagina, and boofing is sticking something up your butthole. Yeah, to boof something means you keister it. Oh, so they named a weed after boofing? Okay. I think they're running out of names. Bicycle fucking Kush. They're running out of names. Yeah, the prison pocket, yeah.
Adding Cool Whip to this coffee did not add much at all, besides foam.
I could have probably helped you out with that, yeah. Cool Whip and coffee is not, it ain't gonna sweeten the coffee at all.
No. Just didn't know what else to do with it. We had like half a tub of Cool Whip left over.
Drizzle a little creamer in there with it.
Yeah. And it's not bad, it's just foamy coffee now.
Whoa. Reporting my company to the state tomorrow. Wish me luck. Oh, sick. Yeah. Whistle blow. That's what I like. Go blow that whistle. Go blow that whistle and keep track of any reprisal that may happen to you as well. That might be useful in the future for any sort of legal action that you might take in the future. Suitcasing if you're locked up. I say, see, I don't know that terminology. I don't know lockdown terminology, okay? I just know popular colloquial use. hope they fire me. My lawyer will love it. Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, keep notes on dates, times, and people involved of any reprisal that happens. Anybody says something to you cross-eyed, if you're pulled off of a project or given less hours, any little thing, man. Keep track of it, the date that it happens. Do you miss the weed in California? Is the stuff in Oregon okay? I'm not an Oregon player. But let's just put it this way. No, I don't really miss the weed in California. I mean,
Only the edibles.
the edibles in California were killer. But the weed is fine, you know.
That's not a skill issue. That's a local law issue.
Yeah. Get your emails downloaded. They might clear your computer. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. If you have a work computer and a work email, get all of that backed up as well, because they might try and fucking smoke that.
I would just talk to your lawyer about how best to do that, because, you know, make
Yeah.
sure it's an actual, like, evidence request and not them arguing that you're stealing company secrets or some shit.
Yeah. There are laws against edibles specifically. Not really against edibles, just regulating the milligrams. And where I'm at now, you can get basically a little old lady dose. Just a little old lady dose. The days of my fucking 300 milligram slap bars are over, bro.
You know,
Man, my poor slap bars, bro. I didn't know. I didn't know how good I had it till it was gone.
freeze dried a bunch of them.
Oh, I should have. Yeah, I should have put them in a vault somewhere. So every philosophical treatise, huh? Lol. Dude, this many months later.
It's been like a year.
Yeah. This many months later, bro. Lol, I just saw it recently.
Okay, but you saw when it was uploaded, right, bro?
Lol. Imagine, bro. We have 10K milligram bags. Zeke, you're killing me. You're killing me.
We're doing sad little hundos.
Yeah.
And those are like adding shit to edibles around here too. They'll add lion's mane and maca and shit.
Well, I don't need it. Yeah, I mean, if you're still slapping your knee a year later, and it's another example too. It's fully another example of somebody pretending they just saw it so that they can bring it up. It's like, why do you have to come out of the side of your mouth? Apparently, the new Sinners movie just came out and is good. Yeah, I've heard people buzzing about it. I don't know much about it though. Which is probably for the best. If you're gonna go see it, go in blind. That's what they say.
Even if you do read about it, like a lot of the mass reviews are very out of touch with what we think a lot of the time.
Yeah. It's a vampire movie, yeah, I think. That's basically all I know. That it is a vampire flick. Yeah, don't be spoiling people. Do you guys remember the driving around New York City bookshops the morning, like the early morning time before Harry Potter and Prince or whatever was released? And he'd somehow like gotten an advanced copy of it, and he just was running around New York screaming Snape kills Dumbledore out the window and people in line.
Damn.
Dude, that's the spoiler. That's the most gangster spoiler of all time. He was just like, he had a bullhorn, and he was like, Snape kills Dumbledore, Snape kills Dumbledore, Snape kills Dumbledore. Oh boy.
I will tell you, I did a peek with the last Harry Potter book to see if he'd live. Like, I peeked at the
bull. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do that, I think.
Just to make sure he didn't die.
I feel like things getting got spoiled by that one. Yeah, it's spoiling other things. Hi, you look Sigma. Thanks for the $1.99. I like that. I don't know if I like the comment, but I like the $1.99 that you wrote it on. I look like a Sigma. That's dope. I'm hella Sigma. I'm more like a Duffy. I'm not no Gundy. I love that line in ZZ. I'm more like a Duffy. I'm not no Gundy. Fun question. If Arnold Schwarzenegger ran for president, would you vote for him? Yes! I don't know, probably. I gotta be honest with you. Like, Arnold has always been pretty fucking level-headed as a Republican guy. And, yeah, no, I would definitely vote for Arnold. I would have voted for Arnold over either of the people that ran last time. Neither of which inspired even a vote out of me. So yeah, no, dude, I'd vote for Armhold Muscle Hogger.
We just gotta redo the Constitution real quick.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to do it because then that risks Elon running for president.
Elon's done. Elon's political career is over. He's too nerdy and he can't handle being trolled. Do you still debate, or do you just kind of make what you want? Do I still debate? I never really debated, bro. I just kind of, I'll talk to people, you know, I'll talk to people. What about Jesse the Body Ventura? Yeah. Dude, that would be a killer ticket. Jesse the Body and Arnold. Co-presidents. Tag team in that presidency, dude. Not all conversations are debates. In fact, the vast majority of conversations are not debates. People coming in here asking for debates like an addict looking for a score. I know, dude. Hey, bro, you got any more of that political debating? Hey, the dude. Got any politics? Holding any politics, brother? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for some politics today.
Speaking of, are you giving them the rant about that movie we tried to watch last night?
Oh, no. Oh, man, I was pissed off last night, bro. I was pissed off. I was browsing around looking, because I just felt like watching a movie, and I didn't feel like watching some known quantity. You know what I mean? I get that a lot. Where I don't want to really watch something new. I want to watch something I haven't seen in a while. And so I saw that Hulu had Spun on it, which is one of my favorite, like, early 2000s indie flicks. It's got Jason Schwartzman and Brittany Murphy and John Leguizamo and a bunch of other people, right? Really good movie. And I looked as I was scrolling through, and I saw it was the unrated version. And I was like, sick. Because there are some animations and stuff in the movie. And I remember the first time I rented Spun back in the early 2000s at a Blockbuster, it was blurred out. Like all these, like, because the animations include sexual content, a lot of them were blurred out. And it wasn't until years later that I saw the unedited or the uncensored, unrated cut. And it's just an awesome flick. The animation is cool, and like it's just a really, really cool flick. So we start watching it. The movie's called Spun. We start watching it, and it gets to the first kind of drug-fueled psychedelia animation moment, and it's blurred. And I was like, why is this happening?
Why is this unrated?
Like, this is the unrated version, and it's blurred. And then the only thing about it that was blurred was depictions of female genitalia. There were dicks, there were animated dicks, but anytime a woman's vagina was animated on the screen, they blurred the whole screen. And I was like, why am I being treated like I'm a 4-year-old in 2025?
This is a movie about drugs, so all the drug doing was
Yeah,
fine.
all the drug doing, all of the spousal abuse, all of the crazy bullshit that goes on in this movie is apparently okay. But we can't see an animated vagina. We can't see an animated puss. We can see everything else in a movie that's literally about degenerate, drug-addicted scumbags screwing each other over left and right and center. We can watch all of that. Violence, drugs, all of that. But we can't handle seeing a vagina. That has to be blurred. And it's like, why? It's like, are you afraid parents are going to put that movie on for their kids? Like, just read the synopsis of it. A bunch of meth addicts get into a crazy fucking 3-day hijinks or whatever the fuck it's like you're not gonna put that on for your kid. Complete on Tubi right now. Well, that's where I'll have to find it.
Isn't Tubi with ads though?
I feel like you can sign up for it for the ad free, just like anything else.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Hey Paul, how do you feel about Ghost's newer music? I've only heard of the first couple of songs that they've released off that new album, but I really like it. It's a little, I think it's a little softer.
It does not have an ad-free option.
Does
Tubi
not.
doesn't.
So my options are no ads if you pay. That's what they say.
Okay.
Hey, I just a bit of your old stream. What was Midnight Ghoul having issues with in Salt Rackus? Oh, yeah. She, as far as I understand, she can't get in because she forgot the password to the email she used to create her account, so she can't verify her account or whatever. But she had talked about sending me a. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Tubi itself saying they don't have an ad-free option.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, Nuggy can verify you then. Yeah, go ahead and try and join Midnight Ghoul, and Nuggy will get you verified. Yeah, it's just I was so pissed off last night because I genuinely, like, censorship pisses me off, I think, more than anything. Like when I'm treated like I'm a little toddler or something who can't handle seeing this, that, or the other thing. I don't like the stylistic direction they're going, but I'm glad their fans are liking it. They just released the new album. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to check it out. I think I'm just so enamored with what Ghost does that whatever it is he chooses to do, narrative wise or presentation wise, I'm all in for it, because you know that it's, even if it's something you don't like as much as his last iteration, right? You know it won't be around forever. Hey Paul, movie question. Do you think Predator 2 is a decent sequel? No. Predator 2 has one cool moment, and it happens at the end. The rest of it is very, very hard to watch. What do you mean by that? What did I say? I don't remember. What do I mean by what, dude? I sneezed in between it, so brain went blank. I've got sneeze brain. Oh, what do I mean by that? That the movie's hard to watch because it sucks. Glover and Gary, it feels like a buddy cop movie. It feels like a comedy rather than a fucking, it's lame. But they won't be around forever. No, I mean like the new, like, like there's Papa Emeritus, and then he died, and there was Cardinal Copia, and now there's whoever he is, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Yeah, it's just bad. The coolest part of the movie, and it's almost like a fuck you from the movie, because it's like, this is what the movie could have been. At the end of the movie, Danny Glover is get killed by the predator or whatever, but he spares him, and then a predator ship shows up, and you get to see a bunch of other predators up in there, and he like spares Danny Glover because he's a good opponent or whatever, I guess. And you just want Danny Glover to get on that ship and go do some predator shit. And then the movie ends, and you're like, oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, I love that too. I miss the anonymity of it. I would honestly think it would be really cool if someone else took the position of lead singer. Tobias Forge never let that happen. His ego is one of the biggest that I've ever, like, if you listen, like, not, whatever, he's a rock star. He can have a giant ego. It's kind of what makes his music good, I think. But, oh, yeah, dude. Tobias Forge has, he is very, very, like, guarded with the band. Like, he talks shit on his ghouls and fires them constantly and shit. He like, the whole masked ghoul thing is kind of like serves a dual purpose. It's a conceptual thing for the band, but it's also a way to prevent any of the band from gaining their own kind of like identity. You know what I mean? Like, he's the only one that he's Ghost. Like, he'll say that, right? The band doesn't matter. He is Ghost. He writes the music. He hires and fires the ghouls. He designs the shows. It is his, and no one else's. I don't know too much about him. I don't know much about him, like, personally either. Just from what I've seen and heard in interviews and stuff, he is very... But he's also a giant rock star, so I guess, you get to do that. It's definitely not something that's uncommon amongst rock stars. Poor ghouls. I mean, they don't have to play in Ghost, like, there's other bands out there. The new Predator looks like ass. Like, straight ass. TJ sent a text about it. He was like, look how hot the new Predator is. And I looked at it, I was like, you gotta be fucking... I thought it was a joke. It looked like an AI. It looked like an AI slop Predator. I'd imagine it's a good gig while it lasts, though, monetary-wise at least. You might be surprised. I might be surprised, too. But, you know what I mean? How much a person, like a gig musician or a touring musician makes, is going to pale in comparison most of the time to the main band. And if Tobias Forge is the only person that's the main band, he's probably taken a big lion's share there. I didn't know there was a new Pred movie. Yeah, Predator Badlands. Man. Some of the fired ghouls went out on to form the band Priest. They're not bad. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that there's probably some of that saltiness. The remake for Elder Scrolls, nope. No interest at all. Because it's not a remake. It's not even a remaster. It is a reskin. It literally it's the most hilariously shitty looking thing I've ever seen. Like, it looks like a more modern game, but it still plays like a game from 2002. Stilted animations, sitting there just like one animation for your sword. whack, 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 whack. It's just like,
Is it at least better than the remaster that made things look worse?
yes. At least it makes things look better. Yeah, left in all the bugs, left in all the shitty parts of the game. It's not a remaster. It's just they reskinned it and charged you $50 for a game you bought fucking 20 years ago already. You know what I mean? Like, no. No thanks. What flavor Pop-Tart are you? Your name is an enigma. They're all flavored. There's no unflavored Pop-Tart. Unless I'm missing the fucking, you know? The jank is part of the charm. Okay. I get it. Like, you know, I'm trying to hate if you're into it. It's just for me, Oblivion was easily my least favorite Elder Scrolls game by a country mile. And the prospect of, you know, paying $50 to play a reskinned version of that jank ass game, it doesn't appeal to me. But, you know,
Like,
whatever.
if the jank is appealing, then just play the original.
Yeah. We went through this last time you saw my name. I always say fudge. Oh, sorry. Damn. My bad. My bad. I'd like to hear you and the guys dunk on Katy Perry and the other idiots that went in orbit. Why? Like, dunk on them for what?
Yeah, I don't understand why, like, the level of backlash.
Because they were girl bossing in space.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It's the same reason why people are pissed off at that. Have you seen that? Like, Gen Z boss in a mini skirt.
No.
There was like this during the last electoral thing, some fucking like Gen Z professional chicks made some TikTok that blew up, and they're like, I swear to God, they're still posting it on Twitter, bitching about it. They were like, I voted for Trump to stop this, and it's just like women having fun. You know what I mean? Like,
they were giving her, I think, like, shit about the emissions of it, which is like, okay, but like every private jet also has an obscene amount of emissions.
Yeah,
like, why
I tell
is
you,
this the one that's extra?
I tell you what, you want to tackle something that's causing a massive amount of completely pointless emissions? The war in Gaza. The amount of fucking carbon that's been put into the atmosphere from the bombs and bullshit that's going on in Gaza outstrips any fucking Blue Origin jet flight.
Well, just shipping all that shit too. It's a lot of shipping.
Yeah.
We're shipping aid and weapons.
All the military hardware and all the big fucking tanks and shit we're sending over there running 24/7. They didn't even reach low orbit. Okay. It's like, I don't know. I don't know why this bothers so many people.
It's a rich person that went into space.
I don't even think it's that, because, you know, when Shatner went into space, people weren't like, can you rip on Shatner for going into low orbit? It's because it's a bunch of Gen Z girl bosses. It's a bunch of millennials and Gen Z girl bosses, and that just, for some reason, that just pisses people off these days. No, it's not the girl bossing. It just felt, well, it's always a let them eat cake moment when a fucking celebrity is heartedly expensive and brags about it and flaunts it. Right? So, you know, I just don't get it. I watched their little things. They had fun. They went up there, they got some zero Gs, they flipped around, they took some pictures out the window, and then they came back. I can't be, I don't know. I can't find something to be pissed about there other than, yeah, they're rich fucks and they, you know, whoop-de-doo. Like, pick your poison these days. You want to see a rich person doing something completely and utterly fucking ridiculously expensive? Just turn on Twitch. Turn on Kick. And watch these multi-millionaires running around fucking doing backflips and farting in each other's faces and shit.
Do you think the reaction would have been different if it was SpaceX instead of Blue Origin?
What do you mean? How so?
Like, do you think she'd have more defenders?
Oh,
Like,
if Elon had sent her up? Probably, yeah. I don't even think it would be a thing. But, yeah, I don't think SpaceX sends people up like that. Or do they? I haven't heard of them.
I know she got like a Cybertruck from Elon too, so she's dipped both sides.
Yeah, she's double dipping. Oh my god, dude! Imagine owning a Cybertruck would be like one of the most shameful fucking things, dude. Even if Elon was still considered to be cool and Teslas were still considered to be cool, I feel like it'd be kind of a shameful thing to have a fucking.
Yeah, I don't think she could have won. Even if she went up with SpaceX, she'd be pissing off the libs.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. There's just so many things going on that are absolutely crazy making right now for me to get pissed on people's minds. The thing to be outraged about today is Katy Perry girl bossing in space. You know, and it's like, oh, okay. I conversation with my dad yesterday about Carmelo Anthony stabbing Austin Metcalf and the growing outrage over it. I'm curious what your take is on that situation. So I know very, very little. We have not covered it. I know that there was a stabbing, right? That Carmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf in some sort of an altercation. There are allegations that there was like bullying and shit going on, and I know that Carmelo Anthony was released on bail pending trial for the murder of Austin Metcalf. That's all I know about it. And you know, I have no stake in that kind of legal process, right? I have no stake in the Carmelo Anthony trial, as I do in the trials of the probably 10,000 other people that are on trial for stabbing or murdering or robbing or raping, right? I know that these types of trials are very racially charged when there's a black child and a white child involved. And I know that, you know, they become very emotionally charged topics for people. And they become kind of touchstone topics. But I have lived through so many of these that I also see the other end of it as the media kind of baiting and jerking that kind of chain and making that kind of like fomenting that kind of racial disharmony over something that really is it's two teenagers got in a fight and one of them stabbed the other, and that's all that went on, you know. It's not Rosa Parks, you know. It's really a local law enforcement issue, you know. And if you're going to talk about anything about it, I think, you know, maybe having a conversation about bullying in school and what it leads to and how it's gotten worse here, there, and everywhere, you know, maybe that's something that would be worth taking a look at, you know. But as far as getting all worked up over some shit that is still pending, I don't even know why I would do that. The legal system being such as it is, people get out on bail all the time. Nobody ever has a problem when, you know, a celebrity's arrested for rape or murder and they bail out. But for some reason, Carmelo Anthony bailing out is a big deal for a lot of people. Which just goes to show you the race-baiting nature of cases like this.
Like, I think the issue with bail is it's not getting mad at people that being bailed out that you should be mad at. It's people that can't afford bail for lower level shit.
Not getting bailed out, yeah. Having to rot in prison and wait for their fucking court day because they can't afford the fucking...
Yeah, being in prison without trial,
right.
Basically. And
yep.
The courts are so behind that you could end up staying in jail
for years.
Waiting
yep.
for your to see if you're even guilty or not.
Yep.
That's the issue, not some people getting fucking bail.
I don't know. I've become so incredibly media averse, like mainstream media averse, that I can't even really bring myself to look into these news stories anymore because I can just sniff out the manipulation immediately. Like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be outraged about today. Oh, okay. Media's jerking my chain this way. They're stoking fear in this aspect of my life or that aspect of my life. So, you know, tomorrow I will cover some news on my show. And then I won't read the news until the next time I'm doing a show. You know, like that'll be that. And that's too much for me at this point in my life. News like rage, news, lies, rage, fear, propaganda, paranoia. Yeah. Absolutely. Just rage bait, race bait, fomenting kind of ill will between neighbors and average blue-collar people in this country, while people like Elon Musk snort a big fucking line of K and rip off the treasury. You know what I mean? And it's just like, they always do. These aristos are eventually going to push the American public to the point where there's a major backlash. They don't know how to just be rich. It's always more. And to lean out of it. I was making myself crazy with all the deportation BS. I don't blame you. It's fucking nuts, right? What's good, blood? Just discovered you. What the fuck it do? Just chilling, man. Yeah, I just kind of hang out and talk. Welcome, though. I think we're living in a time that's so unpredictable. It's interesting but scary. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely scary and interesting at the same time. I agree there. I look familiar. Let me see if this helps. Chicken jockey. Now you know who I am, right? I can feel myself getting desensitized to horrible shit because it's multiple times a day. Oh, dude. Well, I've talked about this before, but I used to be a news hound. I used to read 3 periodicals a day. So I had my local paper that came to my house, and then I would read the San Francisco Chronicle and the New York Times every fucking day. And then when I would go home, hop in the shower or take a swim or some shit, I'd sit on my fucking couch and I'd go and watch, I'd watch all the cable news shit. And then at night, I would watch The Daily Show and like the comedy news wrap up stuff. I literally ate, breathed, and shat politics. I had a slight view bump when you did that. Yeah. Just a heads up, sometime within the first week of May, we will see a lot of stock market news. If we can hold and plateau, we will be fine. If it goes down and spikes down, we are heading for a recession. Oh boy.
I don't know if anyone outside of Trump's circle can call what the stock market's going to do.
I don't even think the people in Trump's circle can call it right now. They seem to think it's going to do one thing while it does another quite often here.
Like, he's bragging about how much some of his rich friends made on the dip and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I wouldn't try to algorithm anything right now.
Yeah.
It's not the average man's game. It's the rich man's game only right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100%
well,
casino mode.
Yeah.
And insider trading.
It always has been the rich man's game, but the poor man can't even walk in and plop down $5 at the blackjack table right now. Poor man needs to, like, I hate to sound like Peepaw, but if you're looking to put your money into something that's an investment, silver, gold, like some tangible fucking precious metal asset might be your best bet at this point.
Or just don't count on making any money in the short term. Like, you can, keep contributing to your 401k, but don't look at it for the next
just
couple years.
Don't watch it.
Let it do its thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to say this, Abigail Danger, but you have been for months now kind of just trauma dumping. So I don't know what's happening with you, attention seeking stuff, but you probably should work it out. Because, you know what I mean? Yeah, see. I'm gonna go ahead and something like time out Abby for a while. Just for like a good long while. I think Abby needs to not come back tonight. I didn't want to have to do that. Abby's been a mod here for a long time, but I just feel like the last fucking like 20 times that she's been up in the chat, it's like trauma dump, trauma dump, trauma dump. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself. I hope she's okay too, but I'm not, you know what I mean? I can't be the arbiter of that. You know what I mean? Why is she not a mod currently? Because I removed her modship so that she could be timed out. I hate to have to fucking do it, but you know, I wish her the best, but it's just like, man, I can't do nothing with trauma. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I just can't do it. I think sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind. Well, I have to be kind to myself too, right? It's one thing to sit around and ignore and allow somebody to vent that type of shit, and it's another thing to be a person like me who can't do that. You know what I mean? I learned that very fucking early on in my career, that as much as I want to help people, I'm not a trained fucking psychiatrist. I'm not a counselor. I am not capable of processing other people's pain. I have my own pain. You know what I mean? It's not to say that I don't care about it. It's not to say that it doesn't come up contextually. It's not to say that I don't share my pain with you guys sometimes. It's a little hypocritical in that way. But I have to take care of myself. You know what I mean? And I have to watch it, not only myself, but I have to watch out for the chat. You know what I mean? I can't have people making fucking suicide jokes and like alluding to suicide shit in my chat. I don't want to hear that. You know? Bad would anyone feel if you gave some information that made it worse? That's the thing. And it's just like, you know, now I have to worry about that. Now I have to go like, was me interceding in the way that I did to protect myself in the chat from further trauma dumping and weirdness? Was that the wrong thing to do for this person? You know what I mean? It's just fucked up. You should never put people you don't know at all in that type of position, ever. You should really never put people you know in that type of position either.
There are kind of designated venting places on the internet.
Yes. And hotlines that you can call and talk to people who are trained to talk people through trauma and help them find resources. I'm not that. I can't be that. You know. I just can't have it. Can't have it. Can't do it. Won't do it. I hardly thought this guy was going to be a neckbeard anime basement dweller. Instead, he's a chill stoner with good takes. Crazy. ¿Por qué no dos? ¿Por qué no los dos? I could be both, you know. I'm not an anime nerd, though. I'll tell you that. I'm not an anime fan. Okay. No hate, but not my thing. And I don't live in a basement. So
You have kind of a basement office now, but it's not really a basement either.
no.
Split level downstairs.
Yeah.
It's more like a den, I guess.
Yeah, it's a den. Yeah, I'm not a big cartoon guy. When you call your basement a den, my basement has windows.
Yeah, it's a split level house. It's not like underground.
Yeah. Just the bottom floor, and then there's a top floor, and the house is split into two, right? So it's not a basement. My basement has windows and a sliding glass door onto my back porch.
And a garage.
And a garage, yeah. It's not a basement. Chauncey, you son of a bitch. No, I kind of wish I had a basement. TJ's basement apartment, that's what I would call it. Because TJ lived in a house. It was actually a pretty sweet setup for him and Scotty back, before Scotty was married and before he was married. Well, I guess he was married during some of it. But it was like a house where, it was a 2-story house on the top. When you walk in the door, that's what you see, right? And then back in the kitchen, there's this door that goes down to this huge finished basement. And it was like, had a whole bathroom suite and a little kitchenette. So it's like an apartment down there. And so Scotty lived in the top part of the house. And TJ, obviously would come chill up there and shit, use it. But like most of the time, TJ was down in the basement. And that basement apartment was actually kind of cool. It was a neat place. Was this the Tinderbox? No. Tinderbox was just a 2-story house. A really rickety, shittily built 2-story house in a really kind of upscale area of the North Shore of Pontchartrain called Beauchene. That's where we're at. Means, no, it's okay. It means beautiful willow in French, Beauchene. Or no, beautiful dog. Sorry, no, beautiful willow is what it means, actually.
What is it?
Louisiana straight ass, lived there for 6 years. Yeah. I was there for 5?
Well, let's see. You guys started in 2018 and you left in 2020, so 4. Yeah.
4.
Or wait, no. Was that only 2? 2018, 19, 20?
Not a chance. It was only 2 years. We came before. No, we came in 2016.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah. We came in 2016 is when we moved to Beauchene.
I thought you moved to Washington in 2016.
Moved to Washington in 2015. No, okay, wait. I moved to Texas in 2015. Washington in 2016.
Yeah.
And then it would have been 2017 then.
Yeah.
So 3 years, I guess. It felt like a fucking eternity. I swear to God, that 3 years felt like a fucking half a decade, at least. It felt like there were 2 extra years in them 3 years. Can't build basements in Louisiana. Nope. Yeah, this was, he was living in, near, Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. TJ had a house very much like the house I'm in now when he lived in Bellevue. It was set up the same way. It was a bigger house, but it was It actually had one more story to it, so it was technically like a 3-story split level. So you'd walk in the front door and you're in, instead of going straight up, you're in the living room / kitchen, and you've got the porch, and then there's a staircase right in the middle. If you go up, there's bedrooms and bathrooms up there, and if you go down, it's like this room where there's the skinny window and it's partially submerged. When you moved there with the fellas, did you think it'd be an adventure in a new place, or did you know it was gonna be ass? Bro, I have to tell you, man, when I moved to Louisiana, it was one of the low points of my life. It wasn't the lowest point of my life, but it felt pretty fucking low, bro. I was not in the mood for adventure. I didn't think Louisiana was going to be an adventure. I turned out to be wrong about that. It was an adventure. But yeah, I was not happy, you know what I mean? Yeah, even as the fans were kind of freaking out about us moving away, so was I, you know, because I felt like at that point, maybe unbeknownst to me at the time, the writing was on the wall. Like, and it was a matter of time. And that was tough. It was tough to go forward knowing that. And it was hard. It was hard because in order to do what we did, I had to kind of live a little hand to mouth for quite a while. Because when DP broke up, there was no consideration for me, right? And so when I moved away, there was, you know, my pay was like basically reduced to nothing, right? And I was basically paid with like room and board, which I consider that to be hand and mouth, or hand to mouth. And I don't like having to live that way, but it was in service of building whatever we were doing, right? I believed in that. That was the adventure for me, was what, you know, eventually became DFF, what eventually became Cinema Percenix. That's what we went down there for. And, you know what I mean? And so that period of time was worth it for that. But man, you're talking about like a low point in my life for sure. Felt very uncertain and out of control because, like, once again, you know, I could tell that the show was falling apart, but I had no power in the show. I wasn't privy to the talks and discussions, nor should I have been. I wasn't an owner, right? Not bitching about it, but it was just very hard. My position was different than everybody else's on the show. Everybody else had security, right? And I was just a contractor. Yeah, so the experience was extra fucked for me, extra fucked up. And, you know, Louisiana became a marker for me. Like it became associated with that. I had my first blackout in New Orleans, French Quarter Festival. Yeah, that'll happen. Louisiana smells like decay because it is decay. It's a swamp. A swamp is just a big decaying bog of dead animals and dead plant matter all festering in the humidity and the sun and becoming this nutrient-rich soup that all these like mud-sucking things eat. Like, that's basically what Louisiana is, and the
New
most
Orleans is like 300 years of vomit and piss.
Yeah, it's like a toilet that never quite gets flushed, you know? The South is gross. Yeah, it really is, dude. Oh, yeah, dude. If you fart outside on a still day in Louisiana, that fart will just, it becomes an entity because it's so humid that it just sits right where you left it and it just reeks all day. It's like, it's a fucked up place, man. It's a fucked up place. Politics are all fucked up down there. Do you know there's no sidewalks in Louisiana? I didn't know that. Yeah, they don't like sidewalks down there. So people walk like in the road and shit. It's fucking like, it's barbarism. It's barbarism. Do you at least have any positive memories from that time? Oh yeah, tons, bro. Yeah, I'm not trying to paint it like my whole life was misery. It just was particularly hard for me as a dude that supported himself his whole life to take that kind of a chance and walk away from that kind of fucking shit. You know what I mean?
I tried to make you see some positives that last year you were there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, meeting you was a big positive. It didn't have anything to do with Louisiana, but yeah, you brought a lot of positivity in my life and led me towards the positivity.
Pointed out the little possum families
Yeah,
and the Chad
yeah.
Cardinal.
Well, you were just a calming influence that I desperately needed because I was surrounded by very, very frantic, frenetic energy on all sides, and I had kind of become that as well. Case in the Roman Empire, they had public toilets. One guy went in to use the toilet, but he was carrying a torch, which used oil and fire. He put it by the area, and gases blew up on him, and he burnt his ass. Jesus. Poor bastard. Yeah, the French Quarter is wild, bro. Like, it is the stinkiest place that I've ever been to. You know, I'm sure there are stinkier places on the planet. I'm sure there's some other stinkers, but I gotta tell you, for your money, you want to go to the smelliest fucking shithole in the United States. Go no further than the French Quarter of New Orleans. Get you down there, boy.
In the dead of summer.
Get you down there, boy. Buy you a voodoo doll.
Dead of summer is. I would never recommend someone go in the summer.
Come on down here in the middle of August, y'all.
Well, even that meetup in September was still gross.
Oh, dude, it's gross from fucking like June.
But probably earlier than that.
Probably earlier than June. Yeah, May. It's probably gross from like mid-April through October is when it finally starts getting cold there, and all of that is just fucking nasty ass humidity. Oh man, I tell you what, y'all, you know what my favorite thing is, y'all? When I get up out the shower, y'all, and I stand all around, or I go around all day, and my hair is still wet like I just got out of the shower, y'all. That's fucking Louisiana, bro. I like it when I get sweaty and I sweat onto my shirt and it just never dries, y'all. My shirt's just wet like I just got out of the pool, y'all. I love that about Louisiana. Oh, get you some mud bugs down there in Louisiana. Go down there, pinch the head, and suck the ass, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking get you down there, boy. Get you down in the quarter, buy you a voodoo doll, and eat it to bubble gum. Get you down there in the quarter and buy you a voodoo doll at Madame Bovary. Go to Madame Bovary's and buy you a voodoo doll down there. Get you a little fucking voodoo doll, take it home, and then go eat at the bubble gums. That's what I'm telling you, boy. That's what I'm telling you, boy. Get you some mud bugs down there. Go down there in the quarter. Smells like, follow your nose. Smells like a porta potty at a festival on day 3 that ain't been dumped yet. Smells like vomit, piss, and shit year round, y'all. Smells like freedom down here. Get you some mud bugs. It's fucking gross there, bro. The people are gross. The fucking culture is gross. The whole thing is gross, bro. I'm sorry, man. I can appreciate a weird, fucked up city, you know? But, I mean...
He had that southern attitude of, get to it when we get to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you have, like, a plumber, and he's like, I'll be there at noon. I'm like, all right. Fucking, you're lucky if he's there by the end of the day. And he won't even say shit about it. He'd be like, "Oh, look, where's the problem at? Let me go check this out." He won't even give you an excuse. The excuse is Louisiana. Nobody on time down here, boy. No one is ever on time. You ain't fucking kidding, bro. You ain't kidding. You ain't wrong. Hookworm mentality. Yeah. You ain't kidding. But, you know, my perception of the place is heavily, heavily filtered by my experience there, too, which, you know, was pretty fucking bad overall. I mean, I was in a serious relationship that broke up there. You know, that's no fucking fault of Louisiana's. Or maybe it was. Maybe Louisiana provided a little extra pressure in an already kind of pressured relationship. But you know, that was a real tough one for me. That one just about did your boy in there. And that didn't have nothing to do with Louisiana, but of course Louisiana means that to me. You know what I mean? That's part of Louisiana for me. So why does the South still exist, bro? I don't know, man. Mom's gonna fix it all soon. Mom's coming round to put it back the way it ought to be. You are so different to 2002, Paul, the kind-hearted liberal. I don't see myself as all that different. I really don't. I would say politically, maybe, yeah, I was, you know, like I said, I canvassed for John Kerry, I canvassed for Gore. You know, so I was pretty heavily invested in the like vote blue no matter who kind of thing. So that's different. I'm hairier. I can't deny that, man. I was pretty clean cut back then. I kept it pretty clean cut, yo. Kept a little neatly trimmed goatee or nothing at all. Kept the hair high, you know, like nice and high and tight and all that. Clean cut guy. So I can see that. That's definitely changed. But I don't feel like you know, a lot of the core of my politics and stuff has changed. Oh yeah, no, Michigan is beautiful, bro. I would never poo-poo on Michigan. I mean, the problem in Michigan is just underfunding and like, you know, just no federal disaster aid and stuff. It's not the fault of Michigan. It's just the fault of, you know, the local governments and the federal government not fucking properly sorting out the major structural issues that happen in Michigan. That's it. Yeah, legal weed. I mean, beautiful. Access to most of the fresh water in the fucking Western Hemisphere. That's going to be a big thing in the future, by the way. Living near that is going to be a very big deal in the foreseeable future. Yeah, Louisiana, dude. Louisiana's just been a bloated corpse, and the maggots love squirming on it, man. But that's what it is, dude. Stinks like a corpse, rotting like a corpse, falling apart like a corpse. And I got to be honest with you, there's some charm in that. I feel like I need to say something positive about Louisiana. I will. They got their own thing. You know, I'm not above being kind of intrigued by that. You know, that place. It is an intriguing place, and there's interesting stuff there. And there's a lot of history, I'll tell you that much. There's a lot of that there now. Redostas, yeah. Redostas is there. My favorite sandwich ever. The Redostas roast beef po' boy dressed. Get you a Fanta with it, you know. Get you a Fanta, boy. Get you a Coke. Have you a Redosta, sit you down. Get you a po'. Get you a po'. Good music, yeah. I like that. Kind of greasy Louisiana blues that you out of the fucking dive bars down in the quarter. It has a vibe to it. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you there's not a vibe to it. It's just not my vibe. I'm too West Coast, man. Up to California, right? I like surfing, man. I like long sunsets, man, down by the beach, wearing my board shorts, man. Oh, I couldn't hang in Louisiana, bro. It was gnarly. Have you ever surfed? No. I have boogie boarded, and I body surf when I'm at the beach. I love being out in the ocean, but I've never been a surfer. Yeah, man, it was tubular, bro. The Gulf is such a shitty ocean. Yeah, it really is. It's a blumpkin of a place to be, bro. It's a blumpkin. And on the seventh day, God rested, and he squatted over the edge of Louisiana, and what came out of him was the Gulf. Dude, one of the wildest things about Louisiana, too, is the Pontchartrain Causeway. It used to be the longest bridge in the world. It's about 23 miles worth of bridge that cuts from the South Shore in New Orleans over to the North Shore of Louisiana. The North Shore of Pontchartrain, where Slidell and Beauchene and all that stuff is out. And fucking crazy. You want to come out? Kind of word. Poor little guy. I didn't even see you sitting there. I didn't even see you. Just sitting by the sliding glass door like, what is it? You want to come say hi to people? Why don't you come up here? Yeah. Say hi to everybody and show them your beautiful little teddy bear face and your beautiful little eyeballs. Yeah, let them see how majestic and wonderful you are and how fluffy and pretty you are. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too. I love you too, buddy. Yeah, you're my best bud. You're my best bud. Yeah. Yep, I love you too, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I love you too. Thank you. Oh, so fluffy. Fluffy. Puffy got a big lion's mane. And a floofy chest. The floofiest of chests. Oh, that feels good. I got a good spot right there, huh? Yeah, I found a good spot. That feels good. Got you licking your chops. That felt good. What about back here? That felt good too. That felt good too. Feel good? What about over here? Oh yeah, that felt good too. Okay. OD. OD. Dirty, dusty D from the salty, salty sea. Viewers popped up with Dinor, yep. The Dinor face, I know. The air out there is crisp at night. Yeah, it's really been nice. Like, it is so nice to be able to sit out on my porch just in a t-shirt. That's crazy. Finally, spring is here. You guys hear the frogs? Why does TJ hate you so? Spino, look at it this way. In school, there was always that little boy, right? Pulled on some little girl's pigtails and made fun of her. But secretly, it's because he liked her. That's what's going on with TJ. He's pulling your pigtails. TJ's pulling your pigtails. Nuggy ain't having it from Spino, dude. My whole audience, yeah. Guy in front of you is watching Joe Rogan YouTube shorts. This sounds like a prompt for a creepypasta. I'm on a bus. Guy in front of me is watching YouTube shorts with Joe Rogan. Nikki, you need to crop dust him. Okay, Nikki, you have a mission. I need you to summon forth a fart, and I need you to walk by this guy, and I need you to crop dust him. Okay? He cannot go uncrop dusted. I know you don't want to do this, Nikki. I know you don't want to do this, Nikki. But this is your mission. I need you to reach down deep, summon a fart, walk by this dude to change seats and leave him a cloud of duty juice. This is your mission. He can't get away with it. He can't get away with it. He can't get away with sitting there on the bus watching fucking Joe Rogan shorts. Nikki, the gastric bypass. Summing it up. You have to do it, Nikki. You have to do it. Crop dust him, Nikki. No, the most antisocial thing ever is watching Joe Rogan shorts on the bus. Okay? Crop dust him. You didn't do it? Mission failed. You know what my favorite part of Joe Rogan is? How he turns in every interview, right? Doesn't matter who he's with, right? Talking to a fucking street artist, talking to a political figure, right? My favorite part of the Joe Rogan interview is like, you know how scary strong chimps are, dude? Oh, chimps will fucking rip you apart, man. Look at this ripped chimp. Jamie, pull up that ripped chimp. That's my favorite. I know he's not wrong, but he's just like, yeah, they rip your dick off, man. They rip off your face and your dick. He's obsessed with it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Yeah, it's true. But, like, every conversation comes back to monkey. You know? Was he nice to TJ? Yeah. Yeah. TJ never said he said it was cool. Gave TJ some edibles and some weed stuff, and they smoked together and took a picture together and everything, and it was cool. He said he was a cool guy, really nice, had a cool studio, all that. Joe Rogan is a free spirit with big money behind him. You know what? I can buy that. Here's the thing. I think Joe is living in an era where you will be dragged kicking and screaming into politics. You will be. If you're any kind of fucking making any kind of like social commentary or podcast about current events or anything, you will be. You are now a political thing. Whether you want to be or not, you're now a major political thing. And I think a lot of that probably happens to Joe. Now, Joe says a lot of stupid shit, but I don't go to Joe Rogan looking for fucking scientific analysis unless he's got a really fucking well-known, smart, well-spoken scientist on, right? Like, I go to Joe Rogan for, you know, if I'm looking for like the bro context or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, Joe Rogan has the vibe of a dude sitting around smoking weed and just talking about shit that is mostly out of his depth. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, that is what it is. Sorry, I failed you. That's okay, Nikki. Next time. Next time. There will be a next time. No, I know. I mean, Joe Rogan clearly has bias and is clearly a dude that really liked Trump and really, you know, respects Trump and all of that stuff. You know, to me, like, once again, I'm never going to Joe Rogan for hardcore political analysis, but what his critics will say is, yeah, maybe you don't, but tons of like young people do. You know, tons of men do, and young men especially, right? Like tons of them do. And I'm like, okay, well, then the problem isn't Joe Rogan. The problem is education. The problem is like, you know, raising kids that aren't dupes. And that really isn't on Joe Rogan, right? Like, from my perspective, that's on some parents that raised some dumbasses that, like, you know, hang on every word that fucking Joe Rogan says and think it's sage wisdom and shit. It's the same thing with, like, Andrew Tate. Like, Andrew Tate is a symptom of crop failure. Like, the fact that there were that many little boys with unrestricted access to the internet worshiping this fucking sex trafficking loser, fucking goofy looking, jawless weirdo, you know what I mean? Like, is just, to me, that's not an indictment of Tate. That's an indictment of parents. Woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. This generation needs better role models. I mean, a random cat followed you home. Well, you have a cat now. Congratulations, Nikki. You're now a cat owner. You've been adopted. I think having role models might be the problem in the first place. Well, no, I mean, it is a problem. Like, having the role model that, like, you don't have one close to you. You don't have a father to look up to if you're a little boy, or a mother to look up to if you're a little girl, right? You don't have nobody in your family, an older brother, an uncle, a grandfather, somebody that gives you some sort of positive affirmation towards what a man is, what a woman is, right? You don't go to fucking the internet for that. That's not, the internet is not where you find that. Who was my favorite role model? Well, you know, just psychologically speaking, my main role model was probably my father. And then, you know, right behind that, my whole host of what I called aunts and uncles, right? Most of them were not my aunts and uncles. They were just workers in the union with my parents. But, you know, those would probably be like the strongest role models. But I don't know if I have a favorite one. But yeah, I mean, definitely my father would probably be the big, you know, and that's typically true of boys, I think, right? If you have a father that was around when you were young, then good, bad, or otherwise, it's probably your role model in life. Ever have a parasocial role model? I get what you're asking. I just don't think I did. Like, I was a big fan of certain, like, rappers and certain, like, rock stars and stuff when I was a teenager. Actors, right? I guess the closest that I had to a parasocial role model probably would have been Hoffman. Like, I really, really, you know, found him to be like a super relatable actor and super fucking talented. And it was really, you know, sad that he went out the way he did. all democracies become oligarchies. Yeah. I mean, this was just like known. This was known. This was known. Your parasocial role model was pretty much every 2008 gay emo band. Oh, so you were like, and it'll happen once again. The worst thing I can say. So long and good night. So long and good night. Was the worst that I can say. I'll make it go away. So long and good night. Is it parasocial to have a role model that you've met in person? I think you can like a person and better yourself because of them without it being parasocial. No, yeah, no, parasociality is common, super common, and is totally psychologically healthy too, by the way. Like, everybody is parasocial to a certain extent. Everybody looks to, admires people parasocially. It's, when that relationship becomes overblown on your end and gets this giant balloon of one-sided importance that parasociality becomes a problem, right? Yeah, it doesn't. I think I'll go to my grave having Clint Eastwood as my role model. I hate a lot of the stuff that he's done, but I respect him as an artist. Well, let know this too. He's fucking hella cool. My mom's drank with him. He's got he owns a bar, or at least he used to. I think in Santa Barbara, called the Hog's Head Inn, and he's in there all the time. And my mom and Aunt Barbara, are super fucking like fans of Clint. Yeah. She didn't just meet him. She sat at the bar with him and like did shots and had beers with him and just chilled with him. It's a little bar that he owns and he likes to chill there. And they like went to Santa Barbara one time, and while they were there, they were like, "Oh, we gotta go to Clint Eastwood's bar. We gotta go to his bar." And they went in there and sat down, and sure enough, he walked in and they approached him, and he was super fucking nice, bought him a round of drinks, sat down with them, talked movies with them. Like, it was sick. You got to smoke with Cube. That's dope, dude. That's dope. And he was a super nice guy, too, so you should know that. The Hog's Breath, yeah. I said Hog's Head, yeah. Super nice Ice Cube. I'll be willing to bet Clint ain't the least bit racist. I don't know. I wouldn't know. He didn't come off that way to my mom. Yeah, he's an older guy now too. I mean, this was like 99 or 2000, or maybe it might have even been way before that. It might have been like the mid 90s or something. I'd have to ask my mom. It's been a while since she told me the story. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you like your Steam Deck, Nikki. He sold it in 99. Well, there you go. That kind of sucks. Yeah, so it must have been like 95 or something like that. That makes sense. But yeah, I mean, she said that he was totally super, like, just like the most approachable, nice guy. You know what I mean? I think he signed a bar napkin for them, and my mom's got that. Clint is in his 90s. I'm amazed he's still working. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's absurd. But no, I got nothing but respect for Clint. I don't, necessarily agree with everything he says and does, but like as an artist and as an actor, director, he's bona fide in my book. And he talked to a chair. Gotta give what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys go too.